Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. Gonna get into a rookie mistake video. It's been a long time since I've made one of these. It's been a little while since I made a video in general. I'll let you know what's going on with me first. So over a month ago, I sprained my ankle. Ankle's been coming back, but it's just kind of like I'll be rehabbing, doing these exercises to make it feel better. I'll get out and skate, it'll feel fine. Then I'll try to go out and skate again and it won't feel as good. So I'll do some more rehabbing. So I've been kind of just chilling. You know, the last day that I really skated was about 8 days ago. It would have been last Tuesday. Today's Wednesday. So yeah, 8 days ago. And yesterday I actually found out that I have staph infection. Now, staph infection's a thing where if you have it once, it lives in your blood and it's very easy for you to have the symptoms again or for it to come back. In 2008, I was grinding the back of a tow truck bed, bonked my left shin on it pretty hard. There's still a knot on my left shin today. Thankfully, you can't see the scar anymore because it's covered with tattoos, but there used to be a disgusting scar. And I, cleaned it out, super glued it up while I was out skating. And about a month later, I developed a bump on my foot. And eventually I stepped off the couch and just fell over, couldn't put weight on it. Ended up in the emergency room for 24 hours, had to get an IV and all this stuff. And they told me could have lost that leg. So since that happened, I guess I'm carrying whatever trait for staph infection with me. And I went to Texas to visit family. And I thought that I was bitten on the foot by a spider because it looked like a spider bite. And it's been over 2 weeks, it didn't go away. So yesterday I saw a doctor. Turns out I've got staph infection, so I'm on antibiotics. So won't be doing any skating in the nearest future, at least a week, right? It's gonna be about a week for the antibiotics. But before I get into the video, I wanna thank Converse. I've been getting shoes from Converse since I think 2017. I want to thank Scott Mackey, who I order my shoes from. Someone in the skate industry that I've known for a long time. Big solid dude, him and his brother. His brother was a ripper. But check out these AS1s. These are so sick. I love these shoes. I've been a big fan of Alexis Sablone since the PJ Ladd's Wonderful Horrible Life video that my friends and I used to watch like every day because PJ was just crazy with his Flatground and with his ledge tricks. And Alexis was like, I was a fan of Alyssa Steamer growing up. Always been a fan of like Vanessa Torres, girls like that. Alexis, when she came onto the scene in that video and ever since then, like she just brought it. Like I can even remember like she's the first girl I ever saw kickflip front grind a handrail. I skated in a dew tour with her at where was this dew tour? In Boston. And I remember there was this big giant set of stairs. And I think I like backside flipped it in my run or something, nollie heeled it. She like kickflipped that huge thing in her run. So Alexis has just always been one of my favorite skaters, one of my favorite female skaters. Sick to see her have a shoe, sick to ride her shoe, and just really hyped on Converse. I've loved Converse shoes since they first came out. I've always worn Converse when I wasn't skating, and it was sick that they came out with skate ones. At the time I was getting shoes from Supra, but now I've been getting shoes from Cons for a while, and I'm happy to rep them. So thank you, Cons, and thank you, Scott Mackey, for sending me those kicks. Let's get back into it. Because of the injury, right, I haven't been doing much skating at all, and what I have been able to skate though is Flatground sometimes. And it took me back to when I was younger. And when I was skating at Hollywood High, the period where I gained the most skill, the constant thing was that we were always skating Flatground. And that's the reason that I was able to learn so many tricks and learn so many tricks downstairs. And tricks that I do today, I only learned because of how much Flatground I was skating. Like the switch big spin heel flip, for instance. I only learned that trick because my friend Pee-wee would beat me with it in skate all the time. The switch big spin, the switch frontside big spin I learned before that because no one really did them back then. And I'd seen Spanky do one in this is skateboarding part, and I was like, oh, that'd be a sick trick to beat my friends in a game of skate with, you know what I mean? Like, people were doing regular frontside big spins. Nobody was doing the switch ones, so I learned them, and that was one I would always go to in games of skate. I still go to it in games of skate. Backside big flip. People weren't doing a lot of them on Flatground, so I learned it on Flatground to beat people in skate. And then I figured out that it was kind of, when you do it downstairs, it's kind of just like doing a tray flip, but you let your body rotate over it. And next thing you know, I was doing them down the 5 stair and doing them down the 8 stair. So I only learned those tricks because of Flatground, and that is the topic of today's rookie mistake is sleeping on Flatground. Don't sleep on the Flatground. So lately, whenever I get a chance, I've just been skating Flatground, and I've realized that because of that, when I did get to skate like the handrail at Lincoln Skate Park, I was able to do my tricks still like I'd been skating for the past month and a half, even though I hadn't touched a handrail in that time period. And I realized it's because of the Flatground. I've been skating so much Flatground. And so I just wanted to make this rookie mistake video, just letting people know, because I see a lot of this these days. I go to certain skate parks and I'll see guys and they're beginners or maybe past beginners. You know, they got their basic Flatground tricks down pretty well, and I see them trying to skate stairs, and I don't see them skate Flatground at all before they skate the stairs. I'll just see them like maybe do a couple kick flips, but then they're going and they're trying a frontside flip down a little double set at the skate park, and they're just like kind of flailing it, but they didn't do one frontside flip on Flatground. And it just takes me back to all the times that I skated stairs. I would always, like if I went to nollie back heel a 10 stair or an 11 stair, I would go and do, I don't even know, countless nollie back heels on Flatground. I'd do them slow, I'd do them high, I'd do them sped up. I'd try to land 3 of them in a row, and then I would build up to doing them down the stairs. And then if I had a few tries and I didn't feel comfortable with one, right, I'd go back and do a bunch of them on Flatground before I even went and tried them down the stairs. And that's something that I actually learned from Jeremy Rogers. If any of you guys remember Jeremy Rogers, who was an amazing stair skater. I knew Jeremy back then, got to skate with him a few times, but it was one of his filmers, a guy who filmed him. I think it might have been Rock Perry, who told me, like, when Jeremy skates stairs, what he'll do is he's not going to keep trying the trick down the stairs because you chew your body up that way, right? If you're skating an 11 stair, you only got a certain amount of times you can jump down that before your body is completely wrecked. So what Jeremy would do is he would skate Flatground forever, you know? And then when he was ready, he'd start trying to trick down the stairs, but he wouldn't just try time after time after time down the stairs. If he's doing a switch heel flip down a set of stairs and he tries a switch heel flip and he catches it and he kicks it away, well then he's gonna go do 2 or 3 on Flatground, right? And then he's gonna get ready and he's gonna go back forward down the stairs. Now, if he lands on his board, then he's gonna keep trying it down the stairs, right? Because that only makes sense. But he's not gonna keep doing so many down the stairs that it chews his body up and he's not able to keep going. And so I learned that and I took that with me, and it really helped me when I was in the period of my skating where I was skating stairs a lot. And the other thing that helped me was I just never stopped skating Flatground during that period. Me and my friends were always playing games of skate. We're always playing these little games like, oh, you gotta do 50 heel flips before you can move on and do any other trick. You gotta do 50 tray flips today, you know? We're always doing that, and we're always skating Flatground. And we would have these games of Flatground skate at Hollywood High where sometimes there were 5, 10 people. It'd be me, my homie Marcus, his brother Marcellus, Pee-wee, Eddie, Elmer, Bill Allegar, the Strange, you know, my homegirl Gloria, my homie Scotty, like all of these people in one game of skate. And so everybody's got all of their tricks. And as the result of that, if you came up to Hollywood High back in those days, everybody up at Hollywood High was good. Everybody up at Hollywood High could do, you know, kick flip, heel flip, varial heel flip, tray flip, frontside flips, backside flips. Even like we even had more girls than usual at our spot. All the girls could kick flip. They could all ollie the 5-stair. Gloria was pop shoving the 5-stair. I think she back 180'd the 5-stair. She's doing varial heel flips on flat. No, I think she did nollie flips. Like, it's because we skated so much flat ground. And that flat ground is what made me have control. It's what made me able to learn how to switch flip into a backside tail flip side on the ledge. It was what made it so that when I was at the Shorties Park skating and Mike Taylor was there learning to kickflip crook down the hubba, which he ended up taking to his skate more park down the hubba, when he was explaining to me how to point my kickflip at the ledge by like kickflipping and following through to the ledge with my front foot before the board had even finished flipping, and then the board would land there, I was able to make that movement happen because I'd done so many kickflips that when I did the kickflip, it would kind of slow down for me. And I see it today. I see a lot of kids that are like, they're so overzealous to do their tricks down the stairs and they don't even practice them on flat ground first. And it's just a big rookie mistake. Like, if you have your trick down on flat ground, if you can do it at different speeds, if you don't struggle doing it downhill or doing it uphill, well, these are all things that you're gonna encounter when you try to do a trick downstairs or when you try to do a trick onto a ledge, right? It's gonna be that much easier when you've done hundreds or maybe thousands of them on flat ground. So don't sleep on that flat ground. I was watching an interview with Michal a long time ago, and I remember he was talking about Jason Dill told him that like a pro skater should never have trash flat ground, and I was so hyped to hear that because yeah, it's so important. You gotta have good flat ground. And like most of the skaters who I like to watch the most, like the Bobby DeKaisers, the Mark Suchus, you can see that when they skate, they've done a ton of flat ground because they have a control and there's an instant nature to the way that they're able to blast their flat ground tricks. And then you can see it when they do those tricks into ledges or into rails, or when they do it over a gap, you can see that it's the same execution that they use for flat ground. And yeah, I've been skating so much flat ground. I've even been doing tricks that I wasn't doing that much. Like I did a frontside 360 shove it, which I hadn't done one of in, I don't even know, years, could be a decade. And doing all that flat ground has kept my control up. And so even though I've been able to skate less because of injuries, I feel more in control when I'm on the board, because before that, I was kind of neglecting the flat ground. Like I got a buddy and I would on Saturdays when I'm teaching my long run of lessons, like sometimes I'll have 5-6 lessons on a Saturday, my boy Trey would come to the skate park, and in between those we'd play games of skate. And, you know, that was kind of all the flat ground that I would really skate. But now, because of these injuries, not being able to take impact, having to just wanting to skate so badly and only having flat ground, I feel better on my skateboard right now than when I'm doing my usual, when I'm skating the handrails and I'm skating the big high ledges. And it showed because one weekend my ankle felt a little better and I got to go and skate this ledge spot. And I posted a couple tricks, I think on YouTube and on Instagram, some lines, I'll put them up here. But I filmed 2 other lines for my video part. So I finished filming for my Collage Skateboards video part, and Acid Chemical Co. Wheels hit me up to start filming a part. So I was supposed to start working on that when I sprained my ankle, but that one day I was able to film 2 lines for that already, and it's the flat ground. I felt the effects of the flat ground. It's like I'm a kid again. I can't sing the praises of skating flat ground enough. So I'll give you this to chew on, you guys, like as a prescription. Because it all depends on where you are in your skating, right? If you're someone who's doing ollies and you're doing shove-its, make yourself land 10 shove-its. every time you go skate. Make yourself do 10 solid ollies every time you skate. If you're someone who can kickflip and that's as far as you can get, 10 kickflips at the beginning of your session, 10 kickflips at the end of your session. If you can kickflip and heel flip, 10 kickflips and 10 heel flips at the beginning and at the end of your session. If you're someone to the point where you're doing tray flips and you're doing multiple flip tricks, try that 50 kickflip thing that me and my friends used to do. I wouldn't say do that every time you skate. You know, if you really hate yourself, you can do it every time you skate, but we'd probably do that a couple times a week. This will improve your skating so much. As the result of doing that, even today, I can do kickflips different ways. Like if my legs are tired, I can kickflip one way. When I have all the energy and explosiveness in the beginning, I can kickflip a different way. There's a mid-level kickflip that I can do. I kickflip differently upstairs. I kickflip differently onto a rail. I position my foot differently at different angles if I'm going to kickflip into a back tail or a back lip, from if I'm going to kickflip into a frontside 50-50 or into a frontside nose grind or into a frontside tail slide. You know, when you do tricks over and over on flat ground and your body starts to wear out, you start to learn different ways to do the trick, and then you'll have these epiphanies that, oh, if I did the trick this way, it would probably work better when I'm trying to kickflip into that frontside Smith grind. You're only gonna learn that by doing these tricks over and over, and that's why I say don't sleep on the flat ground. Now, this is going to lead into another video. There's a second part to this that won't be a rookie mistake. It's a little tip that I found from editing the clips of me skating flat ground recently, something that I saw that I do with my feet that's gonna help you guys out a lot. But I am editing that manual video. It's all filmed. I'm just not exactly sure about about some of the wording because I've been struggling. I've filmed a few takes of me trying to explain the manual, and there's just one part of the manual that it's easy for me to think about and conceptualize. It's hard for me to explain because it's a very tactile thing. And so the reason I've been struggling to talk about manuals in the first place with this channel, and the reason I've been struggling to get this one out, is because I don't want to put out a video that's too difficult for you guys to understand, to where you can't take away my intended tips from the video. So bear with me. The manual video will be out soon. I'm trying to get that one out before I give you the flat ground tip video that I'm gonna be putting out. So hopefully they'll come out in that order. But yeah, this one, just a rookie mistake that I see being committed more. And I think it has a lot to do with the fact that we have so many skate parks nowadays. So I see people will go and skate this obstacle. They wanna start trying their trick over the hip. They wanna start trying their trick off the stairs or off the gap. They wanna start trying their tricks over the rail. But if you don't have your tricks solid on flat ground, it's gonna be so much harder for you to do your tricks on those obstacles. Like, I don't skate gaps very often these days, but when I do, I typically get the tricks very quickly. And it's just because of how many times I've done the tricks on flat ground. I know how to adjust the trick based on how fast I need to go. I know how high to pop or how high not to pop. I'm gonna do a trick, I'm gonna do a heel flip differently if I'm trying to get over a rail than I am if I'm just trying to clear a gap. I'm gonna go a different speed if I'm trying to clear a gap that's longer versus higher. And these are just things that you learn from experience. And if you do enough of the tricks on flat ground, you'll have enough experience doing the trick when your body feels different ways, on asphalt, on concrete. All these things play a factor when you're doing the trick. And the only way you're gonna figure all of those things out is by doing a ton of the tricks on flat ground. So yeah, I'm not gonna ramble anymore. Don't sleep on the flat ground. Thank you for watching. More videos on the way, especially as I heal up. Hopefully this staph goes away quickly. Thank you for watching. Peace.